Hello YouTube! Today we're talking about the trunk light in the Dodge Charger. So I've already pulled it down. Basically you just need a plastic pry tool and pry from the front edge in here, and then it just pops down and you see it's connected on a really short wire that doesn't give you a lot of clearance here. So there's the connector. It just has a release right there where my thumb is, and then it just slides right out. So this is what it looks like off the car. You see, if you kind of push in here, that releases the electrical connector. And I pried with the plastic tool right up in here, and it popped down, although it looks like it's retained probably there. Anyway, it came out without breaking, obviously. This is what I'm talking about with a plastic pry tool. These tend to not break the plastic trim and light fixtures and so forth, so I just kind of pried it up in there and it popped down. And if you were going to replace the bulb, mine's still working so I'm not going to, but it looks like it just hooks over there, so you just kind of a spring-loaded squeeze like that, and it slides out. So it hooks over the edge of there, and then squeeze it together, and it slips over that edge. Alright, I pulled this wire out so that you could look at it and talk about it and have clearance, as opposed to having it stuck up here with just the wire connector visible. So, and I also marked it black and red for hot and ground. Tested it with the multimeter, and there's a wire that's not exactly red, that's the hot, and the more black one is the ground. And so what you do is you just tap into the hot and the ground on here, and you can add your LED lighting. I thought about maybe just running strip lights across here. Another option is to replace the light that they have with an actual, like, super bright LED. Lots of different options you can do. It's really up to you how bright you want things. Me personally, I like brighter lights. Maybe it's because I'm old. Anyway, so that's how you do it. And I'll show you step by step. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. You just tap in, and there's a strip LED, and honestly it's probably going to need two to really make a difference in this trunk. This trunk is just really dark. Alright, I soldered these together so that I can have just one power source, and it'll turn them both on. And just to show you, and then hooking up the wires is pretty straightforward. What we're going to do, we're going to strip these wires back a little bit, and then we're going to tie into there and solder each one. And so you can see I've got it connected because the lights are coming on. So we'll go ahead and flex that and solder it. And yes, I do have something beneath it to catch the drips. Still working. And since we're working with hot or live wires, whatever you want to call it, I'm going ahead and taping off the hot before I open up this ground here so we don't pop a fuse. So I've taped off the hot, the ground, and then taped the entire thing over it, so got extra protection there. Then I'm going to fish this back through where it's supposed to go and reinstall the factory light. So there is the finished product. It's amazing when you see the old bulb behind the LEDs, how yellow it looks compared to the LEDs. As far as brightening up the trunk, yeah, I mean, it's definitely helped, which you can see. Of course, to the naked eye, I can actually see in the trunk. On the camera, it's just kind of black, but I mean, I would prefer even more light, but this certainly made a huge difference, so I'm glad I did it.